Hello everyone and welcome back to the Ironside cast. Oh, excuse me. Oh, with me Matt. Maybe on the western front here. Let's go through the players. I forgot what this map is called actually. And I am really coughing for some reason. Anyway, we have Lenris here as the United States sort of without a commander. And we have Jameson 927 also without a commander. Both of them United States. This should be interesting. Representing the Germans today we have Eternal straight to give a Panzerdivision for die Wehrmacht. And Given 007 as the Waffen assessment of the commander. It just turns out for them. Okay, so their troops out now. Looks like Lenris has gone straight for US Airborne. Should be an interesting choice. As we'll get to see the might of the United States Air Force being used today. At least one can hope so. So far just nice and quiet. People are spreading out to secure ground. This is a victory point game, so hopefully it won't drag on for too long. But you know, with the games I get, they tend to drag on very, very long, so need to keep an eye out for that. You have more American riflemen coming onto the field here. They're slowly securing ground. All the basic stuff are happening. The other side moved a little bit further up to try and secure the fuel early, but they still need to capture the connection points. After this is moving up, and they've encountered the Americans. We're opening fire on some Storm Pioneers. Storm Pioneers getting inside the structure there, getting able to get a few shots in. But quickly moving to just try and capture ground instead. But the Americans are nearby, and that's going to be a lot of American rifles. I don't think the Storm Pioneers are prepared for all these American riflemen. They're watching inside the structure. This will give them a little bit more of an advantage in this situation. I don't think in a prolonged fight that with this many riflemen, the Storm Pioneers won that. Because the Americans have gone for mechanized as well by the looks of it. Pioneers have encountered the Americans down here. You have a squad of Pathfinders on the field now, unique to US Airborne. Basically a much better recon squad. That can also set up beacons for your airdrops. Ooh, American weapon getting close here. Germans need to be careful. Americans get inside the structure. But opening fire with M1 Garands. They're being surrounded. They're getting some good shots in though. Germans are suffering heavy losses to the M1 Garands. You don't want to be very close to the Americans early on. Those semi-automatic weapons can really just turn the tide, as you can see. Yeah, we are seeing the first beacon coming from the United States Airborne. You might see airdrops happening soon. You can also drop in specific equipment if you need it once you get the command points. And it allows airborne infantry to reinforce by airdropping in around it. So they can really scale once you get into the later part of the game. Makes the airborne very resilient in an area. Both sides are still trying to get their victory points. Both sides control one at the moment, so neither side is losing points. Americans doing an assault at this point. There's only one window for the Grenadiers. The more Grenadiers are behind that. Smoke being popped there to try and cover for them. Pineapple grain is pretty potent. And the Americans are not going to go into the structure. Well, yeah, one squad into the structure anyway. And the pineapple grain going towards the prepared position there. Misses. The Americans taking up cover there, waiting for the smoke to clear. Now opening fire with their M1 Garands. Stand next to this outhouse. I don't think the Germans want to be in that close range. Rifle going out though. Forcing the Germans to run back and destroying a bit of the outhouse. Let's see. The Wehrmacht is still digging in and just sending troops about. The Tates-Mannschaft, the medic squad, is setting up a medic bunker here. In the Tates bunker. Ooh. Pathfinders need to open fire. Yeah, doing an ambush over there, Thompsons. And quickly mowing down the squad in seconds. Airborne Pathfinders are considered ace infantry, and if they do an ambush close range, you will die. These guys are really damn accurate. They need to be very sneaky though. If they're out in the open, they will quickly get shot to pieces. You want to use Pathfinders for ambush positions. But you need to have 2 command points before they can sneak about. They need to just be holding up on the front line at the moment. Soon enough, the Americans can start sneaking with them. And you set up here by the Germans, but there's also an American machine gun. It's a 30 caliber air-cooled. Destroy the structure and MG inside! Oh, it's not looking good for the Germans here. They're suffering very heavy losses very quickly. Oh, it's not been a very good fight for them so far. And 007 is yet to pick a commander. These Sturmgrenadiers will make it out of that. Pathfinder's trying to get close here. Needs to be very careful, needs to stay to cover. Quick opening fire with the Thompsons. They're starting to suffer losses. They are a very small squad, so you need to be very careful with them. But they are at 2 command points now, so they can't start sneaking. They can get out of there. Yeah, they have to get out of there quick, especially with those Grenadiers showing up. Almost lost the Pathfinders there, but they didn't, and that's very good. We want to keep those Pathfinders alive. Now I believe at 2 command points, the Americans can start to get actual airborne troops. Even airdrop any equipment. We need to see what they do. And we have some cavalry troopers here for the mechanized. And then turn to the riflemen. The Germans are securing victory points though. The beacon has been spotted. And now the Germans know there's a beacon. But it is near the American front line though, so the Germans are not going to have an easy time doing it. We have an airdrop going in. Don't feel the Germans want to stick around. That's going to be some airborne squads dropping in. Because of the beacon, they can land safely. That's suddenly 2 airborne fire teams there. And that's a lot of firepower in these 2 squads. They just need to be upgraded. And get to cover quickly. That MG42 is going to have trouble. It is not prepared to fighting 2 American airborne squads. One squad is almost taken out though. And actually they do get killed. But Pineapples clear out the machine gun. So that was pretty good for the Germans that they killed 1 airborne squad that quickly. The airborne squad's really damn good, but very expensive. Grenadiers come out there one, try and get that machine gun back. Might be risky though with the airborne nearby. But it succeeds this time. Pineapple goes out though. They need to pull out of that, but it might be too late. So they will make it. The MG42 had to reload. Very good for the Americans. Pathfinders are about now, and they can now infiltrate if they want. They just need to stop sprinting first. You know, the Americans are digging it up here and preparing booby traps. Not looking good for the Waffen-SS yet. We have a commander pick for the Waffen-SS yet. It is Panzerjäger. Generally a fairly good commander that has some good options. Like Sturmgewehrs for the Sturmgrenadiers, but it looks like they were cancelled that. They were going for something else. I mean, an upgrade of some kind. Yeah, they're going for a mortar instead. Give another airdrop going in. Thanks to the beacon, it will be an easy airdrop. What are they dropping in? Equipment. It's gonna be a 30 caliber machine gun. And it's fairly cheap to call in too, I think. Yeah, only costs 30 munitions. Fairly cheap to rob it in. But the Americans are still losing victory points at the moment. But they have to turn this around somehow. We do a Panzer II command tank here. And there's no anti-tank equipment for the Americans at the moment. They're bringing 80 gun out, but it might be a little bit too late at the moment. That's a smoke grenade. It allows the airborne to get close. To throw a bomb on it. That's actually really cheeky. But the airborne squad is going to die because of it, I think. They managed to use the smoke to get up close and throw a bomb on it. At the cost of their lives. Very brave of them. The Germans have secured a lot of ground, and they can even steal that 30 caliber machine gun. But a Stuart tank is coming in. I'm kind of excited for December to see if modded live plays will work because then I'll be able to actually record Spearhead games for Company of Heroes free. Because nobody's sending me Company of Heroes free games, unfortunately, for Spearhead. One can hope here for December when they do that update that allows you to just watch games live, like Company of Heroes 2 has. It's a shame it took so long to get such basic features they've had in previous games in. But as I said, I'm not really into the game. I'm not really a game developer, so I understand it might be very difficult to do. Germans are securing a lot of ground again. Americans so far not looking good in that aspect. Germans are securing a lot of ground with their grenadiers. We have a Stuart tank now for the Airborne. Let's see if I can change this around. You can swap to canister rounds potentially because they're not fighting many tanks. They did take out that command Lukes after all. We also have an Airborne lieutenant on the field, already preparing for some Air Force action. Nice to see. I do want to see some nice Air Force. Indeed, it is you're going to use the canister rounds. So the German infantry has to be a little bit careful. They don't have Panzerfaust upgraded. So he needs to be very, very careful here. There's an airstrike being prepared here. And it takes quite a bit to call it in, actually. But here comes US Air Force coming in for a strafe. And the Germans are lacking anything to fight this Stuart. So I can just slowly take them out. Putting high explosive around there. Got a good shot there. Yeah, the Germans are not really prepared for fighting this. One squad has received the Panzerfaust and is rushing up. But the Stuart realize what's going on. Yeah, Airborne has some heavy losses though. Pathfinder's not going to make it, I think. That's going to be a costly loss if they die. Oh, it looks like they make it though. Oh, that's good. They don't want to lose that squad. And will the Americans will put some coming engineers up for the center here? Are they running into the MG-34? Throwing a grenade of some sort. That's going to be a white phosphorus grenade. But the Americans are still losing points. We do see a Greyhound on the northern flank here for the United States. Let's see how useful that'll be. Germans are quickly airdropping in some equipment, and they also have Puma. The Puma can deal with the Greyhound fairly reliably. Of course, they have another airdrop up here with some supplies to the United States. So the United States Air Force is working overtime today.
We're jumping off, fellas.
We have to be very careful when there's a Puma. That thing can destroy the Greyhound so quickly. Especially when the Greyhound does not have the upgraded armored skirts here. The 50 caliber machine gun can also do a lot of damage here to the Puma. The Greyhound has to be very careful. There was a Panzerfaust in the Sturmgrenadiers. This Greyhound needs to be very, very, very quick. They're just rising closer, they're close to each other. Puma is running around, but the smoke is blocking it from firing. It's turning its gun. And then it took out the Greyhound. The good use of the smoke there to move the Puma up and taking out the Greyhound. And down here the Stuarts are still fighting against the Germans. Germans still brought heavy AT equipment. They're relying almost entirely on their grenadiers with Panzerfausts. But a few squads that have been equipped with them. Looks like the US Air Force has been calling again. Stuart gets taken out. US Air Force is coming in now. For a straight front. And because the machine gun pinned down in retreat, now the Pathfinder's equipped to clear it out.
We have lost an MG team.
The Airborne can also just keep dropping in. The Germans have secured the area up here. Looks like the Puma got destroyed as well. The mechanized troopers could pick up a weapon there, but they already have a weapon. Weapon slot's full, but the rifleman could pick up an MG-42. We do have an A2 Sherman now arriving here for the mechanized forces. I don't think the Germans are prepared for that. Depending on where they decide to strike, of course. Panzerbüchse in the center here. Germans are about to control all victory points. That's not looking good for the United States. You can see if they can turn this around. Most of these fightmen might be going for that MG-42. It's going to be a handy weapon in their hands. My opinion. Players going in everywhere. Yeah, that's an MG42 now in American hands. Americans are trying to bring back this victory point.
Warning orders, men.
Pathfinders are sneaking about. Ooh, good mortar shot. Very accurate.
Anti-tank gun, ready for action.
German mortars are fairly accurate after all. Especially the small ones. But the Americans still holding behind that sandbag. The Germans will take losses as they approach. You don't want to assault like that across open ground. Especially when the Americans activate marching fire or fire superiority as they do that. Very potent. We do have a Sherman also ready for the Airborne. And Sherman up here is about to make itself known. Germans have prepared a pack though. That'd be enough. Sherman makes a move here for the center. Oh, the southern flank, I mean. And Germans on the southern flank have no big AT equipment. They are not prepared for dealing with the Sherman. This thing is going to be able to just drive over them. Of course, the Americans don't know that. The Americans don't know that the Germans have not brought up any packs down here. But that destroyed wreck of a Sherman is really helping out here. And that wreck has protected that squad for a while. That's why you need to use cover. Cover is very important. Americans preparing to make another move up here. The MG40, the pack is not being protected very well. With an MG42 to cover that area would probably be a very good idea. You have several SS Grenadiers now called in, a cheap alternative if you're playing as Panzerjäger. Fairly decent and reliable. Arrive with Panzerfaust actually. And the Sherman on the southern flank is now just gonna roll over the Germans. Germans are not prepared for dealing with this. There's also a German lieutenant from the original Panzer II command tank. The mortar got away somehow. You have an observation stock arriving here to try and seize up the front line. Even that has to be careful, it gets flanked by the Sherman here. German medic is trying to do his best here with a Luger of some kind by the looks of it. Americans are now ready to go on the offensive. Just need to secure another victory point. Those are being exchanged down here still. And the observation stock is slowly driving up. Being through that stone wall in quick succession. German just waiting about. Ooh, Americans trying to push up here now with the Sherman. There is still the pack though. German has to be careful. A few good lucky shots from that pack and that Sherman is toast. But smoke or mortar rounds are going in. You just need to get a good shot in, and indeed the pack is redrawing. Looks like a recon team got destroyed there, an Aufklar. American mortar did a good job there. Mortar half track actually. Need to use mechanized, I think. I think US Ranger also gets it, but I might be mistaken. We have another strafing run here from the United States Air Force. Forcing the Germans to pull back. The Germans need to invest in some anti-air. Tank is now finally being rolled up here by the Panzer Grenadiers.
Crew ready. I got the what and the why. Listen up.
That Sherman is doing a lot of work. Tank is taking another shot though. Sherman took a lot of hits. A lot of damage from a single shot that penetrated. Base being tossed. Those are Gabadaladungs from the Germans. Much more powerful. Much more expensive to throw too.
Shake it out. We're moving. And bring that damn Browning up here.
But the Americans are securing ground. They need to get that victory point though. Panzer IV J is being prepared by the Waffen-SS.
How can we help?
Observation stock is heading northwards, evidently. Manually reloading the machine gun there. Very smart. You can actually just manually reload it, which is a good idea to do sometimes between engagements. Because that way you always have the full magazine prepared. Oh, needs to not get that close to the American riflemen. But the American riflemen do not have composite B at the moment. But they do have an 80 gun and a Sherman. Oh, Germans are suffering heavy losses now. And Panzer IV-J might be able to turn it around. Observation stock is decided to pull back instead. The Panzer IV-J is on the field. The Americans just keep nice on things. Having 3 beacons across the front line, very smart for the Airborne. Allows them to keep everything nice and under control. With the ability to just drop in stuff if they need it.
Here's the deal. Hey, top on 'em. Order incoming.
But the Germans are still winning point-wise. Americans need to get this or the central victory point. Panzer IV-J is on the field though. Doom Pioneers following up behind it. It's moving up. Advancing rapidly. Quickly being pinned down. Or suppressed rather. MG42 on top of the Panzer IV-J doesn't certainly help it. But some American Companies and the Shermans flanking around. Don't think the Panzer IV-J is prepared for this. White phosphorus hits the trees! Well, that was actually a stun grenade. Oh, it was white phosphorus, never mind. You have another airstrike coming in for the Air Force. Trying to apply some pressure. Not hitting too much though. Doing some good damage to that structure.
Long-range artillery is at your command.
You have another stock arriving here, stock G. Goes preparing to apply a lot more fire with their assault guns. Also with an MG42 on top. They need to just not get too close to the Americans. Of course, these are just rifleman squads. If they were actual airborne, they'd want to avoid being close to them. American riflemen out in the open are being mowed down now. American Sherman pushing up, but the American rifleman squad gets mowed down. Couldn't save him. And while the Panzer IV-J is taking some damage, but it still pushes. Good shot there from the gun on it. It has to pull back because its infantry is being suppressed. Stock's pushing up. The Sherman needs to be able to outflank them, which it can't really at the moment. There's an 80 gun. The American rifleman will try to push him to be in the way. Anti-tank grenade. Fails to do anything. And driving over barbed wire will slow down your vehicles. I actually still wonder the thing where if it's reinforced barbed wire that it destroys the tracks on the vehicles personally. That was something I kinda missed. I feel that was a really cool addition. But they changed that, unfortunately. They made the reinforced barbed wire a lot more useful, I think. But the Germans are preparing to push up, setting up in more positions. Stocks are applying a lot of fire. They're so far not being penetrated. We have a stock here coming up here. Can be equipped with high explosive rounds to be a little bit more efficient. Stocks on the assault. Assault guns are doing their thing. Artillery being called in. But this can be enforced thanks to the truck back here. We also have a big 80 gun now. A 3-inch, which the stocks will have a little bit more issues with. And the stocks also lining up. That's not a good idea like that. Because they have to turn for everything. I don't think the stocks want to take this engagement. And stocks have to pull back. They get a good shot there on the Sherman. And we'll up here the Panzer IV-J is on the advance again. Yes, this Grenadiers have to be pulled back immediately. It's just too much for them to handle. But the Germans are still winning point-wise. Airborne trying to advance. Artillery going in. Widespread. Not really hitting too much.
Just got a report of an infantry unit being wiped out.
Being lost there on the observation stock. Needs to pull back for repairs. Germans need to get some more infantry in the field, I think. And Panzer Grenadiers or something would probably be a good idea. Because they're starting to lack in infantry to hold this back. Okay, so I'm getting close here. Throwing a pineapple. Doing some decent damage, but not enough. Lots of firefights going on here. Oh, I don't think the Grenadiers want to be in that side of the sandbags, so it's probably a misclick. And the Americans are finally securing a victory point up there. That's been too long in the waiting, to be honest. But Germans are keeping eyes on it. They have neutralized, so at least they're stopping the bleeding of points. Germans are trying to get their things repaired. We have another stock G being prepared. Stock G is fairly economical, so don't blame them. US Air Force is coming in again for those strafe.
We have a forward structure under attack. Pioneers ready for assignment.
More Pioneers coming onto the field for the Wehrmacht though. Looks like they're going to focus on just keeping those stocks operational. Also some Grenadiers coming in behind that. Although I personally think some Panzer Grenadiers would be a good idea. The 15 for even the Deutschland might be good there personally. Panzer 48 took a big hit there. Going with the reinforced barbed wire. Ooh, it's just driving through! That's risky, it's almost gone. Launching a fragmentation grenades from his canisters. But it gets cleared out. That was not worth it, I think. The Americans could quickly steal that thing and use it for themselves, but we do have stock G arriving here for the Mthis as well. Stock G is trying to set up here for the best of their ability.
Reinforcements complete. Send your orders.
Yeah, some pack outs being paired now by the Air Force, Airborne, as well as a M10 tank destroyer. Wolverine, I think the Americans, what they called it. 3-inch gun motor carriage. M10. Pretty clever trying to move around Europe. Not an easy thing to do, but there is a lack of German German infantry at the moment to shoot at them. Yeah, being suppressed though. We have another airdrop going in. I'm not sure what the Americans are dropping in. Why are they dropping in down there? I suppose it could work. It's very risky. They have suppressed a lot of the Germans though, but they're landing in negative cover. And the US Air Force comes in again. Put on strafe.
The enemy is attacking one of our forward buildings.
Very risky to do those drops in the middle of combat though. But the stocks are so far holding the line for the Germans. You know, the Panzer 48 is pushing through this. Now it's the stock G pushing through the center here for the Mthis. But the Americans have brought them an EC8 now as well. This will be a lot more difficult for the stocks to handle. You see, it's a pretty damn good vehicle. We have another command Panzer II coming in. Germans need to use some more cover. Not really using a lot of cover at the moment. Airborne are securing more points, but they are being targeted, but they've been able to hold fire for some reason. Probably hopefully they can get stealthy, but when they're under fire, it's not going to work. They need to start opening fire themselves, so they're just going to take unnecessary losses. Oh, they're not going to be able to take that point easily. They don't even succeed in taking the point. They have to pull back. The SS Grenadiers can at least provide a little bit more mass for the Mthis, yeah. That's a lot of assault guns. We have another artillery strike being called here by the Air Force captain. Or the Airborne captain, rather. We also have an M10 now, which will certainly be able to get some long shots. Got a good shot there. But yes, it's going to use on the flank, taking out that double Gebaldeladung on the M10. Takes it out. High Explosive takes out the pack team. Lots of fighting going on there. Also, the Americans have to capture their Panzer IV-J to use for their own purposes. Panzer IV-J is now being threatened by an EC-8. It cannot take on an EC-8 easily. EC-8 is the pinnacle of Sherman design. Captain Panzer IV-J is pushing forward. I don't want to be inside that because they just died.
A medium tank was just lost. We have a forward structure under attack.
A2 Sherman on the move. Going for that Panzer II command tank.
The enemy has destroyed one of our forward installations.
Ooh, it bounced.
Enemy forces are securing
Lots of turning around though.
territory.
We're being popped. Ah, Eternal is started using attack ground here. He's trying to attack through the smoke. Like clicking, that's not a good idea, but it's working that time. And there's a lot of stocks. Sherman gets taken out. He needs to use high explosive rounds to take out that AT gun. Hang on, lost to the command stuck. Machine guns are clearing out the team. There we go.
We lost a gun crew.
Such a charge got dodged. We need to bring the observation stock back. That's an airborne assault team. That's why they have a battle shot, I'm imagining. They're trying to repair the stock out in the open field. You don't want to do that.
Took out an entire gun
You just become an easy target doing that. Good high explosive round now.
We turned our soldat to meat.
Stock is fairly reliable, as I said. But the Americans are pushing on the Waffen-SS side pretty damn hard. Because some stormtroopers on the field now. Or will they be able to hold on their own? We have another Panzer IV-J rooming up here. But the Germans are suffering heavy losses. The Germans are pushing through down here. They're not giving up. They can push up towards the victory point. Now the Americans have suffered a lot of victory point loss. The Germans are capturing all the equipment they can. They could also scavenge that if they wanted. But I guess they decided to capturing it as useful. They need more infantry on the field. Dedicated infantry.
Sherman ready to go.
Let's see. More airdrops going in for the United States. Probably just some more supplies and medical equipment.
Upgrade completed.
The stocks with the machine guns are keeping the infantry at bay. So Sherman 76 on the field. And the stocks do have a high rate of fire, as you can see. If you can get them in a good position, they can lay down a lot of fire very quickly.
We have lost
And some good shots in with the machine guns again. But they are kind of bunched up, make them an easy target if an airstrike with a bomb would get called in, but we're not seeing that at the moment. M10 though, getting a good long range shot in. M10 also fires pretty fast, and you can actually see all the action going on when they fire it. They load it. The Germans need more infantry to the field. Medic team is setting up another medic bunker. The Germans are having a very high attrition rate down here.
They're ready.
Stock having a firefight with an EC-8. EC-8 can fire really fast. Listen, the stock can actually fire faster. Oh, penetrating the shot though. I don't think the stock can win that. Nope. EC-8 breaks right through it. The armor on the EC-8 is just too much. We also have an armored expeditionary force thing upgrade here. Oh, so the heavy hitters now are going to be coming in for the American mechanized forces. Which means mechanized get the Calliope. Ooh. That could be very intriguing here. They're also just having a firefight across the most of the front here. But the slow stocks are actually holding up fairly well. Uber Panzer IV-H also coming in here for the German Wehrmacht. This will certainly be a very good addition. And the medic bunker is allowing the Germans to remain on the front line. I think the Americans need to get some kind of strike in. Looks like it's going to be another house strike. It's very widespread, but it can do the work if they are lucky. It's a rapid barrage, so that's why it's quick to call in, but very inaccurate. Just quickly calling in the coordinates in a wide area. Here come the shells. You know what's happening. Not too much damage though. One stuck to you, and now the Shermans bring into action. Stocks are trying to pull back. Panzer now arrives, one stock gets cleared out. Oh, MTech gets a good shot there on the Panzer destroying its main gun. And it's cleared out, that's an ammo cook.
We have lost a Panzer.
And up here looks like another Panzer IV. Actually, that was an EC8 that got destroyed. Panzer IV managed to win out there. But the Germans are starting to lose a lot of units down here.
The enemy is attacking one of our forward buildings.
I don't think the Germans can hold that position for much longer. They're still holding on to these stocks. Another pack is being recruited. Maybe up here, Nisi is preparing to push for some cavalry troopers. Heavy troops are being equipped with a bazooka. There's a lot of pack guns down here. Keep an eye on this flank. American captain is calling in some kind of artillery strike. It's going to be a position barrage. Gunner injured there on the EC8. Easy just pull back for repairs. We do see a Calliope in the field here. Wonder where the Americans going to bomb with it. That's the question. And that's going to be the mechanized trooper squad. Artillery calling around there. EC8 got cleared out. And the American barrage stands around here. Certainly a lot more accurate than the rapid one, but it doesn't really seem to be hitting much. Germans remain firm down here still despite everything. Americans are able to really make a breakthrough. But the Shermans are still present and are being repaired. Another Panzer is being prepared here by the Germans. Who wants some? That's Calliope hitting in the Mthis region. Very inaccurate but very powerful rockets. Just causing a little bit of panic amongst the Germans. Wondering why they have no real counter barrage equipment of their own at this point, or even any air forces to support them. Because the Americans have just shelled and bombed it all into not being able to be used. Allies have air superiority. Dragon's Teeth brings it up here by the Germans. Trying to prevent any future armored push down here. Very smart. Will make it hard for the American tanks to push through, but also prevent the German tanks from moving. It does mean the stocks only have to focus on a few less angles, which is good for them. But they can also do it down here. That will probably be the best course of action. They're trying to get an American lieutenant. Also an American captain on the field. No real upgrades for auto airstrikes yet. You have another strafing run being prepared. Oh, that's not a strafing run, that's just a white phosphorus barrage. So certainly not allowed the Germans to push through for a while. And white phosphorus going in. White phosphorus is very toxic and burns very, very quickly. I believe it's basically it is ignited by contact with oxygen. Pretty horrifying stuff.
We have casualties.
Horrible, horrible chemical warfare. So far things seem to be working out for the Germans. They're holding the line, but they're losing victory points now. They need to get one more victory point somewhere. So the Americans really just have to hold and keep the attrition going. What can the Germans do? They are preparing more mortars here. That certainly has the numbers at the moment. They just need to push through somewhere. Gebal down in the flank for some stormtroopers. Takes out a German. Then he's suppressed by the 50 caliber on top. You take up one of the beacons. And they have to quickly pull back as some Americans come out on the flank. And that's a stormtrooper squad. Yep, cut to pieces. It's getting more and more difficult for the German tanks to move with all the wrecks. Tanks are not very good at maneuvering if you continuously give them orders. I don't know if it was bugged, I just think you gave it too many orders. And ordered something around still. Panzer pushes up, loading high explosive rounds. Hits the forest, so not much happens. Dieses Escalating have been equipped with Sturmgewehrs, which really improves their firepower. The Americans need to be somewhat careful here. M10 pushes up. But needs to quickly pull back. That is a lot of pioneers. Those Panzerbrigades will not be doing much to the tanks, though. And the tank rifles will not really do much to tanks. Go figure. The battle line has been tossed. The Americans need to quickly move. Ooh. Oh, 80 gun got a good shot in there and on the observation stock. Observation stock got moved a little bit too far ahead there, I think. Got too much fire here from the United States. Pioneers have managed to secure the ground though, but I don't think they'll be able to hold it. Another airstrike coming in here from the United States, another strafe. And we have another airdrop of Americans coming in, probably more airborne. Yeah, we have more airborne dropping in. It's a live fire operation here. Live fire drop, or whatever they call it. Hot drop? Not sure what it's called when you're dropping straight into action. It's called something specific, I'm sure. Stormtroopers in the field to try and hold the ground, but that's not going to work with all the tanks nearby. Stormtroopers are not as efficient, but they have a Panzerfaust here because they're playing Panzerjäger. Did some good damage there to the Sherman. And then a Gebaldeladung, but it's not going to be able to destroy it, I think. Yeah, the Sherman has to dodge away in time. We do have a Jagdtiger being requisitioned. But the American Airborne has just destroyed everything in their way here. No German infantry can really hold up to them at the moment. There's no real Panzergrenadiers on the field to try and counteract them. The Waffen says still keep an eye on this point. Not on this yet. We can get that Jagdtiger somewhere good. It can do a lot of work. It's being exchanged here. Not doing too much damage. But the Airborne now have the ground. Now the Wehrmacht has to try and figure out how to push them back. Those Pioneers are not really cutting it, I think. I can slowly securing more and more of the ground. And flares are going out, continuously giving the Allies an idea what's going on. LIP opens fire again on the German positions. Probably around here again. Yep. It's a good place because there's so many Germans. So the Germans are going to try and attempt a combined push north. Might not be easy though. They do have that Jagdtiger now, which will stop any allied tank it meets. That's going to be a very big push, but the Americans have a machine gun point, and just one machine gun there. That might not actually be enough. We also have a 30 caliber there from the captain. Germans need to kind of spread out. If you move it together, you'll just get suppressed together, as you can see. Don't want to run into a machine gun. Just suicide. Dogs are meeting up though. Where's the Jagdtiger? There it is. It's much slower. Dogs on the move. We do see an artillery strike attempt, but it gets cancelled. Oh, it's the captain realized he has to get out of there. 80 gun opens fire, but fails to hit. Dog needs to be careful there. There's a Sherman 76 on the flank. Dogs do not do well when they're flanked. Go figure. Dogs are not that good in the assault, despite being called an assault gun. Unless they are in an area where they do not get flanked at all. They need to have a lot of infantry supporting them. Jagdtiger's ready to make its move up north, though. Takes out the gun on that little bunker there. And the Germans are just going to do a full-on infantry assault behind the Jagdtiger. This is very risky. Very, very risky. I suppose one being loaded, they want to take out that machine gun emplacement, makes sense. And clear it out. Giving an opening for the infantry to advance. Such a loud engine. But the Allies don't really have much that can fight this thing head on. They need to get around it. It's certainly not going to be easy. This infantry assault is certainly working. Lots of MP40s being used here, and also Sturmgewehrs. Lots of automatic firepower in general from the Germans. That's allowed them to make a breakthrough up here. I don't think the Americans were prepared for this. Suddenly just a big push supported by Jagdtiger. Quickly outflanking and just overrunning this American position. But now the Germans are trying to try and counteract this. They can get around the Jagdtiger. They could kill it. But getting around it is the problem. Especially when the infantry is covering the flanks. And some of those infantry do have Panzerfausts. Pioneers do not though. German 76 gets cleared out over there. Out of control. And the Jagdtiger continues pushing forwards. As has infantry to support it. Keeping those SS Grenadiers close. Very smart. Always want to keep your tank covered and supported by infantry. Well, this is technically not a tank, this is a tank destroyer. But you get what I mean. Your armored vehicles. Cavalry troopers doing their best to try and hold. Do have some Commandeers for support with a heat bazooka. Can I get a shot on the flank of this thing? Probably not because of these trees. More airborne dropping in straight in the front. Certainly gonna apply a lot more bodies. Jagdtiger is turning around, but it needs to remain close to support. Heat bazooka hits it. Crew cabin fight has to pull back. Airborne trying to get close here. Want to get close to use a composite B. They managed to composite B it. Will it be enough? Yes, it did a good bit of damage. Mobility loss. This thing is about to die. It's stuck. Please see this on the flank. But its armor is still holding up. And Sherman gets cleared up, but this Jagdtiger is still there. They need to get the tracks repaired though. Man, that turned around quick. The Germans are now the ones winning point-wise. The live opens fine, they want to try and get a lucky hit in. Just deny Pioneers action on it. Yeah, ammo cooked. There goes the Jagdtiger. And a lot of other German units around as well. So much fire and fighting around this thing. It's all the ammo cooked off. And now the Germans are just going to scavenge it for some more supplies. Might as well get some supplies back from it after all, see what they can find. How much do you get from a wrecked Jagdtiger, I'm wondering? 50 fuel, that's not bad. That's actually not bad at all. Isn't that building a blaze too? There, man needs to bring some more units on there. Getting another Panzer 4H. More Grenadiers coming onto the field. No Panzer Grenadiers, just Grenadiers. Guess grenadiers are fine enough. French here for the mechanized troopers. And the Germans just running into a kill zone there. They don't want to be in that area. It's being tossed. Pressing the Germans and forcing them back. Cavalry troopers on the advance. You have another Jagdtiger being prepared. 2 Jagdtigers in quick succession? Damn. Germans are really going all out on that, aren't they? Relying on the heaviest of things. Not always advisable, in my opinion. Get me some more to drink here. It's been a very long match, surprisingly. Maybe almost up to an hour. We might have to pass an hour at this rate. And my throat is parched, as you can imagine. It happens when matches are this long. I got myself some Fanta today. With some Fanta Orange. Like me some good Fanta Orange. Ah, that's much better. Raping touch that. Oh, and the grenadiers did not move. And I was going to do a good bit of damage that way. That's Voyage moving up. Or you see it's also arriving here for the United States of America. Which the Panzer Voyage will have issues fighting. The EC-8 is really damn good. Lots of packs are present on the German front. Another airdrop coming in with some medical supplies for the mechanized troopers. US Air Force has been on point today. The Airborne just remain down here dug in. Oh yeah, look at all the defenses. Basically any push down here is just going to be suicide at this point. AT mines and all these Czech hedgehogs. All the reinforced barbed wire. Too bad this doesn't break the tanks anymore. Tanks tracks. I would really love if the reinforced barbed wire did that still. Panzer Voyage gets cleared out by the EC-8. Book prevents the use of the Panzerfaust. EC-8 is also very maneuverable, as you can see. The Germans can't really keep up. And here comes the American riflemen. Those grenadiers are dead. They have to pull back quick. That's a little bit of a retreat point here, that's smart. They don't retreat all the way back there. Get killed, that's nice. And the Americans are still losing victory points. They need to turn that around somehow. But I can certainly say I don't think the Germans are ever going to push through down here again. Especially with all these mines being laid here. So yeah, I think they've managed to secure the southern victory point, or at least this southern part of the map. Germans are not going to be able to make use of this. But they can entirely focus on the fight up here once all that is set up. Which means they can provide a lot of support for the mechanized forces. Germans are just running low on force at the moment. Another grenadier gets chopped to pieces. And Calliope opens fire again. This time on the Germans' position up here, they have to completely retreat. Very smart. Don't want to stay when the Calliope opens fire in this area. SS Grenadiers on advance again. Being quite veteran. Here's the Kampfkraft Center? I don't see a Kampfkraft Center. They have just been engaged a lot in combat then. Just be very careful when they move them. Airborne now up here. Airborne using carbines. No, the carbines is actually surprisingly good. You don't underestimate this thing. Oh, that's one Grenadier squad lost there. You have another Jagdtiger though. That'll be enough to save the Germans. I'm a little bit dubious on it. Triple Panzer Hunter coming out here for the Wehrmacht. They're first taking up now? Huh. Panzerjägers are coming out here for the Germans. Because they're feeding a lot of tanks to arrive at some point. You know, the Mthis is having a big firefight up here. Well, it's going to be a big firefight soon, I assume. Because when that Jagdtiger moves, there'll be something. But technically, the Allies have to be the ones to push. The Germans just have to hold those 2 victory points, and then the Germans will win. The Allies, the ball's in the Allies' court, so to speak. They have to make the move. The Germans can just dig in and ensure these 2 points remain German. I think the Germans are going to realize it's going to be impossible to secure the southern flank now. Once they move up and see all the fortifications and mines. Not going to be prepared for all of this. There's a lot of Panzerjägers though. And he's making an advance. Not seeing too much about the Airborne yet. Airborne's have been spotted over there.
A fresh mortar crew has arrived.
Yeah, this Sturmgewehr actually proves vision against the camouflage units.
Force the enemy.
And that's how they could spot the Airborne they were hiding there. Interesting. I guess because it is an infrared scope. I guess that's the idea. Force the Airborne off. But then they will probably soon realize there's a minefield here.
We lost an infantry
They're
unit.
stepping into the mines, of course.
Wiped out.
Don't have to step on any of them. Oh, there's one right there. If they move a little bit, they'll probably get shot to pieces.
Stand by! Order enemy riflemen! We are ready! Our position is under attack!
The Germans are quickly going to realize they might be in trouble there. The Arctica is driving a little bit around. I'm not sure where they want to place it. Be very careful where they use this thing. America's going for the central victory point. Smart choice. It is under machine gun coverage. There's also a Veteran C4 Stormtrooper squad fully armed with Sturmgewehrs. This squad can mow down most other infantry with no issue. Veteran Sturmgewehr is fully equipped with the Stormtroopers fully equipped with Sturmgewehrs will just kill any other infantry squad they come across. Very quick succession. So they are going to go for the southern flank together. They're not going to realize how much this is here, but it's also only facing this way. Might have a little bit of an opening here if they can get past these mines. Another airstrike coming in. Oh, that's not an airstrike, is it? No, that's white phosphorus. My idea to blind them a bit. Also hits on some of the minefield, which I don't... It doesn't trigger minefields, at least. Very intriguing. Also some Calliope rockets somewhere, I think. Just a short barrage, though. Germany's here, it's pushing northwards, but they're being hit by a pack. The pack front is pretty strong. I don't think the Germans can push there that easily. Flamethrower pushed up pretty well there. Also trying to scavenge that. I'd like to see that the German is trying to scavenge as much as they can. It's a good way to get resources late game for the Germans. It's kind of expected of them too.
We have a forward structure under attack.
Germans need more troops on the front line.
Frontier building has been
They just need more infantry to just hold the line. Not sure what that border is doing apart from showing supremacy in the form of a T-post. Showing supremacy.
Just got a report of an
But I don't think T-posting is going to help here much. And the Arctic is trying to do his best there. Looks so far like the Germans are still winning, although the Allies certainly have the better armies, I think. The Allies need to make a breakthrough somewhere. Baldowns to try and clear some of the cover. I guess the Baldowns are very good at doing this, actually. Just blowing holes in some of the blockades here.
Hey man, stand by.
The Americans need to make a breakthrough somewhere. They're gonna lose at this rate.
This was a good idea.
Ready for orders, squad. Shut it. Armor ready.
Listen up, fellas. How can we help?
With the Bamaks just bring up more units to hold the front line. Lots of Panzerjägers here. Waiting for the right order.
Keep your heads down and be ready to move.
Oh, they're gonna rush for that Sherman. Need to be very careful though, they're out in the open. They missed because of all the stuff in the way. You need to spread out your AT equipment. You don't want your rocket-based anti-tank infantry to be close to each other. You want to spread them out. That's how they operate. If they're close to each other, they will actually lose accuracy and be easier to hit. You don't actually want to block them. That was an American major that just died. Damn. Stormtroopers are here to try and hold the central victory point for opening up. Yeah, you can just see how quickly that goes. Now they're better to 5. Makes them even more lethal. Stormtroopers are very efficient. Against the infantry anyway. They're not that good against vehicles. That's not really their intended purpose. They're meant to deal with infantry and assault positions. Airborne is going to try and prevent the Germans from doing anything down here. Airborne on the move. There's an MT-42 equipped grenadier here.
We are losing a sector.
This mortar's crew is still bugged out. Very awkward. I've never seen this happen before. Very weird. Smoke is going in here from the Airborne. They're tossing a grenade of some kind. The pineapple back there. The rest of the team is up there. That's very weird. That's a sizable charge. And that is so weird. I've never seen that happen before. Huh. But the Americans still need to push. The Americans are about to lose. The Germans win by just holding on and the Allies being unable to get a single of the victory points. It's likely. Americans are doing another Calliope strike. Hitting the German front line here, doing a good bit of damage.
Friendly's down to 100 points. I say again, allies at 100 points. Crew ready.
Calliope's doing a good bit of work. The Germans are still winning.
Tiger ready.
Eternal took a lot of very big rockets there. So that did kind of fix the mortar though, because the mortar's dead. Germans getting on another victory point with a minesweeper. The Allies do not want that to happen at all. The Allies are about to lose. Now the Arctic is moving southwards as well. And the Germans win this. The Allies need to make a push somewhere. And the Allies even make a push somewhere. Because they are losing points really fast now. They do not have a lot of time to work with. That's a Grenadier squad, but that was like a Ballladung, I think. Yep. I didn't do too much damage to the captain. The Americans need to hurry up. It's about to be too late. Tanks on the move. They need to be very careful with this Jagdtiger. They need to get around it. They do not want to fight it head on. And yep, I see one taking the road. And we have the Panzerix on the flank there. He's just going to try and get out on the flank here. Other ship also moving around quick. There are Panzerfaust covering it. Oh, Panzerfaust fails to penetrate that one. But they really cannot penetrate the front of this thing. Going on an airstrike coming in. This might actually be a bombing run. Yep. Doesn't really hit too much though. But the Allies are losing points. They need to do something. Time is about to run out. They need to get infantry in this central victory point or something. They need to stop the Germans from winning. But how? They are running out of time. The Germans might actually just win this. Which is not an outcome I actually expected to see like this this point in the game. I really thought the Allies had this. Germans just push, but the Allies have to push. The Allies have to push and not stop. They're quickly sending units up here. They're using smoke and everything. They need to get in the point. But the Germans just have to keep them from not taking them entirely.
Destroyed one of our forward installations.
Not looking good here for the United States.
We have a forward structure.
Yes, the Grenadiers are just proving too much. The Allies in full-on panic mode. They have to just keep pushing. They have to make an opening. But it might just be too late. And indeed, at this point, the Allies surrender, realize they cannot win in time. Good game! Although I feel like Eternal might have been a newer player, but they did a good job holding on like they did. That's good to see. Well, hope you all enjoyed this one. See you next one. Bye-bye!